Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our Health and Harmony Biohacking for Women workshop. We're going to talk about hormone balancing, cycle syncing, and holistic beauty. My name is Megan Newmans. I'm excited to teach with my friend, fellow Megan as well, and wellness advocate. Hi, Meg. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi. So my name is Megan Ybarra, newly Mrs. Ybarra, and I joined dōTERRA as a wellness advocate in 2020. I started using their products in 2019. So when I first met with Meg about dōTERRA, I had known her from a yoga studio we were both teaching at, and I had just gone through a bout of a mix of physical illness and mental illness. I was very depressed. My grandmother had passed. My mother was getting ready to pass. I was sick. I was stressed. And because I believe my immune system was at an all-time low, I started developing aversions to things that I didn't used to have aversions to, i.e., all my cleaning products at home, my skincare, my sunblock. So I saw something on Megan's story about all natural cleaning with essential oils, and I sought her out. We met at the Standard, and I purchased the 10 top oils. And I used those oils to clean my home, help detoxify my home, and in some beauty products that I was making. And about less than a year, I want to say maybe 8 or 9 months into using the products, I had seen what a difference they made in my life and how vast their use was. Oh, I also at this time had lost my period for a little bit of time. I was coming off of being vegan for 7 years, and then coupled in with the emotional and physical distress I was experiencing, I lost my period. So I'd also sought out the oils to help me with that. And 8 months in, my health had come back. I'd gotten my period back, and I knew that I was going to be a lifelong dōTERRA user. So I looked into becoming a wellness advocate, and I enrolled. I got my certification in an essential oil specialist. I did, all the learning that we have available to us, and I made it into a career for myself. So that's my story.
Thanks for sharing. I just remember that journey and like our first meetup. And so it's so cool to see over the years of how the healing has progressed and that you've been able to take care of it naturally with your lifestyle. And that's really what we want to teach about tonight is the lifestyle associated with harmonizing your health and harmonizing your hormones. It's really about what you're doing day in and day out. So we're going to prep you with a lot of tools, a lot of lifestyle hacks that you can start to integrate. My story, I've also been using dōTERRA and living the low-tox lifestyle for the past 7 or 8 years now. I started transitioning in my lifestyle when I was studying to become a health coach. And this is where I became aware of toxicity in the home. This is when I learned about essential oils for their medicinal support. And I dove in headfirst into this lifestyle because I discovered I had all the toxic everything. And dōTERRA was the solution for me to make the swaps. Around the same time, I was dealing with eczema and rashes, which was stemming from a gut imbalance, leaky gut. And I suffered with that for a couple years, and I was trying to heal from the inside out. And it was a lot of trial and error at the time, but I know exactly how to guide someone through a similar process. And it was really about removing the harmful toxins that was exposed to in my home. We have to deal with these toxic exposure outside of the home, but what's really in our home was within our control. And so I was replacing not only my cleaning products, my medicine, my personal care, everything that's on my skin, but I started changing my water. I drink Kangen water, alkaline water. So does Megan. And I switched out the plastic in my kitchen to glassware. I switched my pots and pans from non-toxic to cast iron. And so it was a lot of small changes along the way that really led to, I feel super healed now. I don't have any issues that I used to deal with. And if you are dealing with anything right now, there's definitely hope. It's as long as you trust the process and you can try, just to be open to a different way. So we have a lot to share tonight. So let us go ahead and dive in. We are talking about biohacking specifically for women. Biohacking is a big craze now, and it's really just things that you can do every day to help you feel better and to help you thrive. So, what is biohacking? It's a global movement based on the idea that you can change the environment around you and inside of you. So, you have full control of your own biology through self-experimentation and scientific methods to enhance energy and vitality. So, biohacking for women emphasizes personalized approach tailored to their unique biological needs and life stages. This involves integrating strategies such as customized nutrition, targeted exercise, supplementation, holistic approaches to sleep and stress management, while prioritizing the reduction of toxic exposure through lifestyle adjustments. So this is our wellness lifestyle wheel. We're starting with nutrition and digestion as a foundation. So right now, as you see what's on the screen, all these pillars of the healthy lifestyle, I want you to take inventory where you're at with each of these topics. So nutrition and digestion is our foundation. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you feel in that area? Same thing with movement and metabolism. So you can just write some notes or take a mental note here. Resting and managing stress, reducing toxicity, natural beauty, and being informed with your self-care. So we're going to dive in a little deeper to each of these pillars. But the secret to your future and your health is hidden in your daily routine. So it's about the things that we do day in and day out, and the things that we don't do as well. So first is nutrition. This was my first love. This is what brought me to become a holistic health coach. I would read food labels. I was really into quality. I still am. So when we're looking at nutrition, you want to eat a whole foods diet. And when you are shopping, it's best to shop for organic as often as you can. And for the times where you can't purchase organic, it's good to take note of the clean 15 and the dirty dozen list. So this is a list that's done once a year by the Environmental Working Group, and they rate, which produce, which fruits and vegetables are suspect for the highest amount of pesticides being sprayed. And so a general rule is the clean 15 is going to be things that, you can get away with buying things that have a protective shell and conventional, like a watermelon or banana or an avocado. But for more vulnerable items like berries and leafy greens, this is where you want to follow that dirty dozen list. And so that's really important to buy organic. So we're going to talk a lot about the concept of balancing our blood sugar. So as we go through this, balanced blood sugar levels affect our hormone health and our gut health as well. And keeping your blood sugar levels balanced is the key to anti-aging and the key to reducing inflammation in the body. And there's such a thing called inflammaging, which is basically when your blood sugar levels are spiked so often. So you're putting wear and tear on your body, and it starts to age you at the cellular level. And we'll talk about ways that you can reduce your age at the cellular level as we get into the metabolism portion. But to keep blood sugar balanced while you're eating, you can eat in a specific order. And these are just suggestions, and it doesn't have to be dogmatic rules that you follow all of the time, but you're starting to implement this will start to pay off in how you're digesting your food and how you're feeling after your meals. We want to focus on protein-focused meals and start with having fiber first. So fiber in the form of veggies, it could just be a couple bites, it could be a salad. And then you want to move on to your protein and fats, and then finish with your carbs and sugars. So protein and fat slows the absorption and the spike of ingesting the carbohydrates. So having that first can really help your levels stay even. Then I want you to play around with the idea. Do you have something to add, Meg?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, while we're on the topic of blood sugar and food, we'll get into our cycles, and the 4 part of our cycles in menstruation. And in the second half of our cycle, our body actually burns on average 280 more calories. So if we don't eat more in that second half, when our body's burning more, cortisol levels are higher, we're stressing, we're craving more food, our blood sugar will destabilize, and it increases the chances of binging and our blood sugar spiking. So we'll dive into that later, but I just wanted to touch on the blood sugar with the cycle too.
Yes, there's so many intricacies. So definitely call that out when we get to which phase, so that we can take note. We all want to be able to eat more, right? And then be burning it off. So that sounds great. So with the idea of micro fasting, this is giving your body a chance to digest your food in between meals. So if you can condense your nutrition to 3 protein-focused meals a day with ample time, at least 3 to 4 hours in between the meals for digestion to happen, the process of digestion and activating the migrating motor complex, or it's known as the MMC. And so this is a mechanism in your body that happens about 90 minutes to 2 hours after you're consuming calories. And you can think of it as like a house cleaning service, or it sweeps your colon and it starts to really move the food along in your digestive tract to be eliminated. If you're snacking in between, or if you're having coffee with milk in between, or like you throw off the activation of the MMC, and if you haven't had ample time to digest that previous meal and you're bringing calories back in, it shuts down that migrating process. And this is where, more bloating comes in, more constipation. And so you're really disrupting your body's digestive ability. And digestion and nutrition go hand in hand. And this is a really good practice to focus in on. And if you are one who likes to snack, I want you to think about, I'm not a snacker anymore. I eat balanced meals. And if you feel like you're snacking and grazing throughout the day because you might not be hungry for full meals, you might want to switch it around to having a really good full meal. And then you won't feel that need to snack in between meals, and just see how that works for shifting some things in your nutrition. Very important to eat to nourish your gut with probiotic rich foods. I like sauerkraut. You can do kimchi. I do a coconut yogurt called Kulina. It's made with probiotics. So just feeding, those are food that adds more beneficial bacteria to your body. And prebiotics is basically the fiber that we're consuming. So you want to eat a diet varied in plants. I was listening to a biohacking podcast for women, and she suggested eating 50 different plants a week. And that's 200 different plants a month. And I was like, wow, that is an amazing goal. I wonder how far I get to that. So that might be fun to try to track one of these weeks to really see. And eat variety, eat the rainbow. You want to be bringing in all different colors, gives you all different types of nutrition. And if you love dessert like I do, you don't have to give it up, but I do suggest eating it directly after your meal and then being done with your dinner. So don't wait till later. You just run risk at spiking your insulin again, spiking your blood sugar again. It's great to have those carbs and sugars at the end of your meal when you've already had filled up on your fiber, your fat, and your protein. And then a great practice is going for walks after meals. I just finished dinner right before this, and after I finish here, I want to go get some fresh flowers, and I'm going to make it a point to go walk to the store. So adding in extra steps really adds up so much in your day to day. Meg, do you want to talk about the supplements? So with nutrition, we're going to be sharing different dōTERRA products and vitamins that we're using and what we do on a day-to-day basis as the foundation.
Yes. So even if you have a phenomenal diet, supplementation is really important. One, because it is hard to get everything you need, but two, the quality of food nowadays isn't really superb. So supplementation just helps to make up for those nutritional deficiencies you might be experiencing and promote overall wellness, more energy, better digestion, and that can also help you to address personal health issues. They also help with the aging process and vitality, and combined with exercise and healthy eating, they help to promote a well-rounded lifestyle. And it also helps with epigenetics. So diet and exercise are the two things that heavily influence epigenetics, which is basically which genes are expressed, and helps to determine whether, for instance, you'll get diabetes or you'll be healthy, or you'll have an autoimmune disease that runs in your family or you'll be healthy. So it really helps to empower you and make sure you are in charge of your health. And this is a 3-pack vitamin system we have with fatty acids, omegas 3, 6, and 9, micronutrient with food and a multivitamin. And you can take 2 of these twice a day and you will get more than everything that you need.
And I started on these vitamins many years ago. And what I noticed first thing, this was at a time when I was a personal trainer and I was doing a lot of energy, a lot of group fitness. And I used to take naps in the afternoon. And I remember starting these supplements and I stopped taking naps. I felt full energy. The other thing I noticed was prior, I would like crave certain foods and be like, "Ooh, I know what I want to eat." And I would have a craving and I want to eat what I'm in the mood for. When I started taking these vitamins, my cravings diminished and it would get to the point of, okay, it's dinner time. Like, what do I want to eat? I wasn't pulled to one thing or the other. And if you don't know, cravings are basically clues for your body that you're not getting enough nutrition in a certain area. So I don't have it off top of mind, but you could do a Google research. What do our cravings mean? And if you're craving certain types of food, you may be deficient in certain nutrients. So this lifelong vitality pack is the foundation to supplement a healthy diet. Like Megan said, we really can't get all the nutrition. And the last thing I noticed was my digestion improved when I got on these. There is the Tummy Tamer blend of essential oils in the microplex. So that's the middle bottle. That is like our multivitamin. And then there's like the greens powders in there. It's all made from whole foods, made from veggies. And so it's bioavailable to your body, and your body puts that nutrition to work versus a synthetic that your body doesn't really absorb and you essentially pee out. So this is a great supplement, and we have a PDF that shares testimonials of people's experience with the lifelong vitality, and they're so different. Everyone's results are so different. But by reading that, I really just identified, wow, these supplements are like what brings the body back to homeostasis. When you give the body the nutrition and what it needs to heal and thrive, it can do that work itself. So we have a 30-day money back guarantee on those vitamins. I highly recommend trying. All right, moving on to digestion. Digestion is such a huge topic with our gut health. Our gut is known as our second brain. We regulate our emotions in the gut through the gut-brain axis. We regulate our immune system, and it's a whole ecosystem of microbacteria and all types of a huge ecosystem that we really want to support the good gut bacteria so it can ward off the bad guys. So number one, stay hydrated. You want to drink plenty of water throughout your day. It really helps with the digestive system and maintain the mucosal lining of the intestines. You can add citrus oils to your water, lemon, grapefruit, wild orange, tangerine. Citrus provides a gentle detox to your kidney and your liver. So first thing in the morning, I wake up, I put the citrus oils in my water, I hydrate with the water, and then I move on to my MetaPower collagen. You can add herbs and cucumbers to your water, anything that makes it just more desirable that you can really fill up on. And then mindful eating. This is a tough one. Slowing down to eat, tuning into your hunger and satiety cues from your body, and chewing your food thoroughly with every bite. The digestion process starts in the mouth. So once we start chewing our food, we're activating our saliva, which has our digestive enzymes. And taking time to chew is going to give the brain time to signal which enzyme do I need to send to break down this protein, to break down this carb, to break down this vegetable, the sugar, the fat. And so 25 times, they say, is a great amount to chew before swallowing. And if you're distracted with eating, you're on the phone, you're on the computer, you can often you can often overeat and not pay attention to, are you feeling satisfied? So you want to have some time, carve out some time, sit down and really have a good nutritious meal. You want to plan your balanced meals. We talked about that with the protein, the fiber, and the fat, eating the rainbow. That is what's going to help support our diverse microbiome. And then probiotics. We talked about the probiotic rich foods, and kombucha is great. Just want to be mindful of the amount of sugar. We love our PB Restore and the PB Assist Plus. This is doTERRA's pre and probiotic. It was actually newly reformulated last convention to have even more strains of beneficial bacteria. We'll take a look at those soon. Increase your fiber intake. You want to aim for about 25 grams of fiber per day. Fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes. Supports our regular bowel movements and feeding our good gut bacteria. And then digestive enzymes. So after the age of 25, a lot of things start to decline in our body. And it's our collagen, it's our NAD levels, which is our life force, our vitality, and our digestive enzymes. So I like to take digestive enzymes with each meal that I consume. And it really helps to break down the food, and so your bodies can absorb the nutrients. So you can eat foods rich in enzymes like papaya and pineapple, and you can take the Terrazyme digestive enzyme with your meals, and it specifically breaks down the protein, the fats, the sugars, the dairy, and the gluten. Is it okay to take PB Restore and Assist together? Yes, it's actually recommended. I like to recommend to take those two, which is I think on the next slide, together before a meal that has a healthy fat. And you want to be taking this at a time when your digestion is most active. So either like breakfast or lunch with those meals, rather than at night, like our last probiotic we were taking. All right, so
I just want to add real quick on the Terrazyme, the digestive enzyme. This totally helped to heal my gut and allowed me to have gluten again. I was intolerant to gluten for probably 6 years or so, super intolerant, even cross-contamination. I did the 30-day gut cleanse, which we may talk a little bit about, and then I followed it up for 2 months taking the Terrazyme digestive enzymes probiotics. And then I started reintroducing gluten and I had zero reactions. Fast forward to today, 4 years later, I have a sourdough bread business. I like bake bread. I eat gluten all the time. So you can totally heal your gut in natural ways. And the Terrazyme is just a lifesaver.
I totally agree. I don't want to leave home without Terrazyme, and it really does help with the gluten and the dairy if you're consuming that and you have issues. All right. So with digestion, with gut health, excessive alcohol can disrupt the balance of gut or your gut bacteria. And when you drink alcohol, it actually shuts down your fat burning process for 72 hours. Because alcohol is considered a poison to the body, your body goes into detoxification mode. And so this 72 hours of stunting the fat burning process was a really big topic for me and my clients when I was a personal trainer. And it was tough for people to lose weight when they were not willing to give up the alcohol, even if they were just having alcohol on the weekends. Think about that 72 hours that your body's in the detoxification mode. So you can create some mocktails or some kombucha. And if you are drinking, there's ways that you can help your body flush and recover faster. We have a Zendocrine essential oil blend. That's the detoxification blend. And you can apply that essential oil over your liver. You can put it in a veggie capsule. And there's even essential oils for hangovers. It would be grapefruit and lemon in the water, peppermint for the headache, Digest Zen for any upset stomach. So, ways to recap. All right. Another, eat dinner early. Avoid eating dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed so that your body can go through its digestive process while you're awake, and then it can go into the repair mode while you're asleep. This will help you wake up feeling light and energized, ready for a new day, and to enter fat burning mode more easily. I just finished my dinner right before this. I've been having a goal to finish dinner before 7. I I tend to get in and out of that habit pretty often, and I like to catch myself to get back into it because I feel my best when I am having time to digest before bed. And when I'm not really focused, I can get carried away with like snacking at night, and I just really bring it back to that habit of, if I'm going to have a snack or a treat, I want to have it right with my dinner. If I eat later and I'm consuming too many carbs, I'll wake up in the morning still burning carbs. And I'll talk a little bit more of how I determine that with one of my biohacking tools, but it's very insightful to see if you're burning carbs or fat, and then what to do with your food or your exercise. And then last, we want to manage stress and quality sleep. We are going to talk about this later on, but practice stress reducing techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or yoga. High stress can negatively affect our gut health, and sleep influences hormones that regulate appetite, such as ghrelin and leptin. And lack of sleep can disrupt the balance of these hormones, potentially leading to increased feelings of hunger and cravings for unhealthy foods. So sleep is king. 7 to 9 hours for women is what we need. So prioritize that, and so many of your other health issues will just fall into place. So here's a visual of our probiotics activating the gut-brain axis. It's a two-way communication where digestive health influences our mood, cognition, and vice versa. So if Megan shared in the beginning how she was going through mental health issues. If you have any issues with mental health, you can support yourself in a number of ways, but also focusing on your gut health. So we have the PB Restore in the bottle. These are the capsules that you see in the green. This is pre-probiotics and postbiotics. And this became a higher level of probiotics. So we have 18 billion units of probiotics, good bacteria entering to your system. And then what we see over here, the PB Assist, is a sachet. It's like a pixie stick. And so the PB Assist for adults is recommended to take along with the PB Restore, the capsule, but the PB Assist sachet can be a standalone for children. They contain different strains of probiotics, so that's why it's great to couple them for adults. And then take that before a meal with a healthy fat. And then we have a highlight for the enzymes. The role of enzymes is vital for our body's function to keep us healthy and balanced. We have enzymes to enhance food breakdown and nutrient absorption. And you can see the different enzymes that are included and what it breaks down. And there's a really cool like science experiment. You can probably see it on Instagram, where someone will take a bowl of oatmeal and 2 bowls of oatmeal, and they break open the digestive enzyme. It's like a powder, and they pour it on top of the oatmeal, and they'll start to stir it. And within minutes, you start to see the enzymes going to work and breaking down those oats into a more liquidy consistency. So it's a really good look at what it does in your body. Depending on the meal, I might take 2 to 3, depending on what I'm eating. So definitely give these a shot if you haven't already. I'm going to pass the mic to Megan to talk about movement and metabolism. Oops, you're muted.
There we go. All right, so movement and metabolism. Good metabolic health means your body can easily digest and absorb nutrients from food with healthy, stable levels of blood sugar, blood fat, and insulin. Fluctuations in these levels are natural, but it's important to avoid big spikes and dips, which can contribute unfavorably to long-term health. Incorporate elements of strength training, flexibility, mobility, cardiovascular activities into your routine for a well-rounded exercise program. And also, super important, exercise according to the current phase of your hormonal cycle, aka your infradian rhythm. So infradian rhythm we're about to get into, that is the 28-day clock that women's hormones are released. We all know the circadian rhythm, that's what men's hormones are based on, and some of ours. Sun's about to set, melatonin hopefully will be released for us soon. That's one of the 24-hour circadian hormones. Infradian is a whole other ball game. So I'm excited to get into that and show you how we can eat and exercise and socialize and do business based on our cycle. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you can just note this to yourself regarding your monthly cycle, menstruation, your period, PMS, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no unwanted symptoms, 10 being completely unbearable, out of control systems. How would you rate your cycle? Are you lacking energy? Are you experiencing mood swings, cramps, anything like that? Just on a 1 to 10. And here we have on the next slide, are there areas of hormone balance that are difficult for you? So examples of these would be hyper or hypothyroid, adrenal fatigue, which is oftentimes manifested in lacking energy, difficulty losing weight, mood swings, trouble sleeping, infertility, poor memory, PMS symptoms, cramps, headaches, irregular periods, bloating, even low libido, painful periods, low energy, or anything else that is unique to you. So actually, we all know what PMS is pretty much and kind of accept it as normal, but really PMS is a sign to your body that something is not right. Our periods are not supposed to be painful. We're not supposed to have extreme mood swings or headaches or any of those symptoms that were just listed. And if we do experience those, that's our body letting us know that there's an issue oftentimes with our hormones. And that also, the issue usually comes because we're not informed of our infradian rhythm, of what part of our cycle and what we're supposed to be doing to nourish our body for the time of the month that we're in. So to do that, we have to introduce you to the infradian rhythm. So this is a 28-day clock. Think of the moon every 28 days it's full. We go on a lunar cycle like that. It's a 28-day clock synchronized with the moon and the release of women's hormones. Women experience 4 phases during each menstrual cycle, and these affect menstruation, changes in the brain. Our brain changes up to 25% throughout the month. You are not crazy. Also metabolism, microbiome, your immune system, stress response system, and your reproductive system. So these hormones play a huge role in our overall health. And the first part of our cycle, day number 1, is your first day of your period. So this generally lasts 3 to 7 days. It's listed here as 3 to 5. That's usually like the main chunk of it. So day 1 is your first day of your period. The second phase of your cycle is the follicular phase. And then the third is the ovulation phase. So often we can only get pregnant 3 to 5 days of the month. A lot of people don't know this, but from the first day of your period, exactly 14 days later, generally, is when your egg's released. So we can get pregnant 3 days before that egg is released and 1 day after. Obviously, we're most prone right on that day 14, a day before or after, but there's just that 5-day window there where we can get pregnant. So that's the third phase and the one of the shorter phases. And then the lengthiest phase, the longest phase, the last phase is the luteal phase. So now we will get into the details of all of those. So first phase, menstruation. These are all compared to the seasons to help you just kind of draw comparisons here. So the menstrual phase, we akin to the winter. It's 3 to 7 days long. It's the first day of menstruation that marks the 28-day cycle. During this time, rest and light energy is best. We're releasing more stress hormones during this time. So rest actually helps those hormones to leave the body. So rest and light exercise preferred, walking, yoga, This is a time of introspection or review, not the best time necessarily to be social, start new activities. Food-wise, it's great to eat soups, warm foods, root vegetables, things that are rich in iron, even red meats. And if you do not menstruate, either you already experience menopause or you are on a birth control where you don't get your period, you can use the moon cycle to track this. So the new moon, you would say, is your day 1. Full moon 14 days later is when you ovulate, and then the clock starts over at the next new moon. So the second phase of our cycle is the follicular phase. This is akin to spring. It's 7 to 10 days long. This part of our cycle is great for planning and intention setting. So just like in the astrological calendar, spring marks the start of the new year. You can think of this like the new year. You feel anew, you're re-energized, you start planning and setting intentions, New Year's resolutions. We can do this every single month. This is a great time to try fun new forms of exercise, preferably with elements of cardio. It's also great to eat fresh, vibrant, light foods that make you feel energized. Also great to be social during this time. The ovulatory phase is the next phase, the third phase. This is akin to summer loving, summer fun. This is when you are your sexiest, you feel the best, you are revved up to have a baby. So there's many things that happen during this time on the physical level, changes that happen. And also at this time, communication and collaboration are at an all-time high. So if you work with other people, if you're planning an event, if you have an important meeting or a date, this is generally the time that you want to schedule it. Energy is super high. And as far as diet goes, focus on fresh, raw vegetables and lighter grains. Here, cardio is great, strength training is great, yoga is great. We can pretty much do everything. This is like a superwoman phase for us. Then the last part of our cycle, the luteal phase, this is the longest phase of our cycle. And a very good thing about this is when we're best at executing. So this is when we are at our strongest, you would say, for getting stuff done. So we start planning in the second phase. The next phase, we're high energy, we're ready to go. The luteal phase is really where we execute and we wrap up these projects. So production time. Energy is still high in the first half of the cycle. As you notice, it's up to 2 weeks. So the first half of the cycle, we're more similar to ovulation energy wise, where we're great at socializing, we're great at doing new things. Energy is high. And then the second half, when we're preparing for our period, is when the energy starts to dwindle down. So I mentioned the blood sugar as well. This is the part of our cycle where our body actually burns about 280 calories just by living. So it's really important we can't eat exactly the same every day. We can't exercise the exact same way every day because we're not men. We're not the same every day. We change throughout the month. So we have to honor that. And we have to know where we're at in our cycle so we can know, in ovulation and in the follicular phase, you don't have to eat as much and you don't feel like eating as much. Here, you do feel like eating more. Your body is craving more, and that's because you need more, and that's okay. Things to eat in this part of the cycle: leafy greens, baked root veggies like sweet potatoes, a little bit heartier. So those are the 4 cycles, and they play into your metabolic health. So for metabolizing and metabolic health, we want to focus on building lean muscle mass, strength, and bone density. To develop metabolic flexibility, which is the body's ability to switch between different fuel sources. And Meg will talk more on this because she has some really great biohacking tools, but our body actually can switch between burning carbohydrates or fat. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Meg, because I know you have a lot of expertise on this.
Yes. And thanks for breaking down those areas of the cycle before we go into metabolic health. I think it's such a superpower to know where you are in your cycle and then to make adjustments with the food and the diet and based on that, but not just relying to what the textbooks say, but like also being in tune with how you're feeling too. So it's such a, a play of like, okay, let me look and learn and see how I'm supposed to be feeling, but you don't want to be that reading to determine actually how you feel. So you want to be really in tune with how you feel And then if you can align your lifestyle to that area in your cycle, I feel like it really just gives us a leg up. And I do want to mention that our period is our fifth vital sign, the color of the blood, the consistency of the blood. And so every period is different. So if you can inspect and notice what color your bleed is, it can really give you a lot of insight of how your health is. And you can do a Google research of the different colors. But when I'm not, when I don't have that cranberry bright red and I maybe have a darker blood coming out, it's like, okay, well, what was I doing out of alignment leading up to this moon that maybe I wasn't following the recommendations and I'm like showing that I'm a little out of balance. And then there's times when I'm like, that fifth vital sign is bright and it looks good, it looks healthy. So if you don't know about that, start to do some inspection your next moon cycle that comes around. But with the metabolic flexibility, so we have our two metabolism types where we either burn fat or carbs for fuel. And I say here, utilize the Lumen device to work smarter, not harder, and understand your current energy source. I have this tool that you breathe into. It's a breath test tool, and it measures the CO2 levels in your breath to determine, are you burning fat for energy right now? Are you burning carbs? Or are you burning a mix of both? So I will breathe into this in the morning. I will breathe into it like before meals or after to see like how my body's reacting. Yes, it should be like a bright red, a cranberry color, Hallie. It should be like a normal period, but definitely do a Google chart and you can see what the different colors are and what they mean. But with the Lumen device, it's been so eye-opening. I think I've had this for 2 years now, where if I'm eating too late at night, and this is where I determine for me, I like to stop before eating dinner at 7 o'clock. If I'm eating later than that, I'll often wake up in the morning, do my breath test, and I still show that I'm burning carbs from my meals yesterday. To gain metabolic flexibility, you want your body to efficiently switch back and forth to fat burning mode and burning carbs, the carbs that you eat from your food. So if I'm eating a lower carb meal and I'm stopping around 7 o'clock, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll breathe into my test and I'll either be burning, I tend to burn a level 2, which is like mostly fat, some carbs in the morning because I'm not like a low carb type of person. Like there's, people who follow keto are really strict on low carb. I do eat carbs. So, and you can train your body to become more metabolically flexible by thinking about that, having your carbs, breakfast and lunch, so that when you're moving around throughout the day, when you're doing exercise, you're able to burn off that food as fuel. What happens is when you, let's say I wake up in the morning and I'm in my Lumen test and I'm burning a level 3 or 4 on carbs. What that tells me is, okay, you are fueled up that you can go do a workout right now and you can have breakfast after. And you can use that fuel from yesterday to fuel your workout. Where it gets tricky is if I'm not understanding that I'm burning carbs and I wake up in the morning, I'm burning high level of carbs, and then I want to make my pancakes and my fruit for breakfast. Well, I'm taking carbs and I'm adding more. And so when we flood our body with too much carbs and too much insulin and we haven't been able to work it out, that's where we store fat. And so this device has been really cool to help me make better decisions of what to eat next and how to exercise and move my body next. So if you want to check into that, I have, oh, it's April. You can get $100 discount in April if you want to try out the Lumen device. All right, so brings us to fasting. So incorporate fasting of 12 hours or more into your day to day. And it's a very simple way of stopping dinner at a certain time before you have your breakfast. So if you want to do a 12-hour fast and you have your dinner at 7 and you have your breakfast at 7, that's essentially a fast. And then once you're experienced with that, you can extend the fast to longer windows. I typically eat, finish dinner around 7. I'll have breakfast around 9. That's like a 14-hour fast. I had done maybe longer fasts in years prior before learning more about hormone balancing, because if you prolong eating till too late in the morning, you could mess up with your hormones. And so some people who aren't hungry in the morning, they wake up not hungry. It could be that you ate a late dinner, but if you ate a reasonable time and you're not hungry in the morning for X amount of hours, it could be a sign of high cortisol levels, that your body is running off of stress hormone. So if you're following like lifestyle for balanced hormones, a lot of people say have breakfast, protein within 1 hour of waking. So everyone is so different with their eating schedule, but play around with intermittent fasting, because that will give your body a break from digestion and then a chance for your body to tap into your fat stores for burning fuel, for a fuel source. And then we have used the MetaPower line to support your metabolic health and increase your health span. So our MetaPower line, this was our metabolic support line. It's a 3-step system. So I'll go over that. This was created about 2 years ago, and it really changed the game for so many people with their metabolic health. And when we think about metabolic health, we talked about it, about, it's the food and how we consume it and how we burn that for energy. But metabolic health also has to deal with your cognitive function, your focus, your energy, your sleep, and your body fat to muscle mass ratio. So the MetaPower line on the left, it's 3 steps. Step 1 is the essential oil blend. So MetaPower was our former Slim and Sassy. It's the same essential oils, but it is reformulated at different quantities per oil. And they did clinical trials and they tested it that the new blend was far more efficient at burning body fat, curbing cravings, and maintaining blood sugar levels. So step 1 with the oil, you can have it in oil, you can put it in your water, you can do dry brushing with it. Dry brushing is really good to help lymphatic system and help to detox the body. Step 1 in the oil also comes as the MetaPower soft gels. So if you don't want to put this in your water, or if you don't want to put it in veggie capsules, you could take the soft gels throughout the day. Or it comes as the gum. The dog wants to go out there. So this helps to curb cravings. So in between meals, you can chew the gum if you're into that. And then on the left side, this is the beadlets. These are 1/4 drop of an oil in a little beadlet that you burst in your mouth. You have the flavor of the essential oil. So that's all step 1, whichever way you want to choose. For me, I'm more into the soft gels and more into the oil than I am the gum or the beadlets. Step 2 is the MetaPower Assist. And this is what we have been calling this line. MetaPower line is the equivalent to nature's Ozempic. And it's because of the collagen, yes, but it's also because of the ingredients in the MetaPower Assist, which is mulberry leaf extract and berberine. So if those of you are looking to lose weight, to decrease body fat, this would be a great system for you to start with. And if you want to do more research of that, like if you don't know what Ozempic is, it's a weight loss drug, a pharmaceutical that a lot of people are on these days, and they are losing weight. They're losing weight, but they're losing their muscle too, because they're wanting to take the pill and the pill to do its magic and the weight loss, but they're not losing the right type of weight. So with the MetaPower system, this is our nature's Ozempic, but we have to back it up with lifestyle, exercise, and diet in combination with our lifelong vitality supplements, our nutrition, and then stacking different supplements. So we like to stack healthy habits. For me, I do my citrus oils in the water in the morning. My next thing is my collagen. So the MetaPower Advantage collagen has been so incredible for so many people. And I don't want to talk too long on this because I could talk for an hour on the collagen alone. We actually did a MetaPower webinar recently. So if you want to get that replay, I'll send it your way. Just send me a message. But MetaPower, it has NMN added, which is a molecule in our body that helps increase our NAD levels. So the NAD levels is what really is our youth and our vitality. And that's what I mentioned in the beginning, starts to decline at age 25. This is how we reverse the age of our cells, by increasing our NAD levels. This collagen is a tripeptide. It's super small molecules that's able to reach the cellular level first. And this is why people are noticing incredible results from the MetaPower collagen versus other collagens on the market, because other collagens contain only 2 types of collagen. dōTERRA's contains 9 types of collagen. There's 25 types of collagen in our body. So dōTERRA's 9 types really works to support our hair, our skin, our nails, our connective tissues, our muscles, our joints, our eye health. And then there's 12 other ingredients in this collagen. So I call it collagen plus, 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 plus. It has liposomal vitamin C, biotin, hyaluronic acid, resveratrol, rose apple extract, MetaPower blend of essential oil. And so if you haven't tried this out, I recommend trying. You'll probably notice a difference in the first 1 to 2 weeks. And then not everyone will notice a difference. So I had one client who was on MetaPower for maybe 3 months before she started noticing, and her hair was growing and her skin was becoming more, the elasticity was increasing. And so with any type of health stuff, you want to give it time. So we always say, go for a 90-day protocol. Give it some time so your body can adjust. All right. I will pass the mic to Megan about resting and managing our stress. Oh, you're muted.
Go. Sorry about that. Rest and manage stress. Super, super, super important. You help to support your 24-hour circadian rhythm with morning and evening sunlight. So if you get a little bit of sun, they usually say without sunglasses on, in the morning around sunrise and in the evening around sunset, it helps you to release your melatonin on time, helps you to get a better night's sleep, help you to know when to go to sleep. You could also, to manage stress, incorporate meditation and breathing exercises throughout the day. Limit your caffeine to only the morning. Exercise and move your body, and add in daily walking. Walking is one of the best ways to exercise, actually, even though it seems easy. Having good sleep hygiene in your bedroom. So keeping an uncluttered space, having a consistent evening routine, and keeping a stable sleep schedule. So it's best, this one's hard for me, but they say it's best, to go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time every day. So keeping a stable sleep schedule, making your bedroom cool, comfortable, and free of distractions. The bedroom being cold, usually under 70 degrees for sure. We keep ours at 69. I know some people keep theirs even lower. Helps you to rest better. And then lastly, wind down for the night and reduce stress by diffusing essential oils like lavender, serenity, copaiba, vetiver, balance, adaptive, or taking serenity capsules. So you can put these in the air. You can also take them topically on the pulse points, on the belly button, on the feet, and some of them like lavender and copaiba, you can also take internally. So maybe a drop under the tongue. My husband likes to do that. And then reducing toxicity, which also helps us to reduce our stress response. We can swap some things. We can replace our candles with a diffuser using pure essential oils. There we'll get some benefits from the oils. Swap from plastic to glassware, both for your bottles and for food storage. Can use non-toxic pans like Meg mentioned, switching to ceramic, cast iron, or stainless steel. This is really important because toxic pans have forever chemicals in them. So you can take those in and you won't be able to get rid of them. You can replace your medicine cabinet with plant medicine. So for instance, I was sick with bronchitis about 2 weeks ago and gave it to my husband. What we did was we have veggie capsules from dōTERRA. So they're empty little capsules. You can drop the oils in. Oregano oil and clove oil are 2 of the most potent oils. There was a high school student that actually did this in the science fair. They took amoxicillin, oregano oil, and clove oil with 3 petri dishes, and there was a virus in the dish. put the amoxicillin, the oregano, the clove at the end of the trial, which I don't know, it was 4 to 7 days. There was a ring around the amoxicillin. You could see it killed it, but there was still virus in the Petri dish. With the oregano and the clove, it was unmeasurable because there was zero. It kills even the strongest stuff. So all that to say, we put clove and oregano oil in the veggie caps. I did the protocol 4 times a day. So about every 3 hours, I took it. I put 3 to 4 drops of each in. Bronchitis bad, like ton of phlegm in my lungs, like coughing like crazy, super sick. 2 days completely gone. I took it a 3rd day just to make sure I kicked it, but totally can replace your medicine cabinet with plants. Also, another swap is synthetic perfume for essential oils. I honestly don't even like the smell of perfumes anymore. All that I've been using for years is essential oils, and everybody like that I consistently see says that I smell so good, and they like know my scent. So that's the way to go. As far as our feminine products, so tampons, pads, it's best to switch to organic cotton. There's a lot of really toxic chemicals in those objects that we even put inside of us. So really got to watch out for that. Get organic cotton. And for our clothing, so if you can, choose natural fabrics like cotton and linen. If a lot of what you have is already bad, which Meg and I talked about this, we do have a lot of stuff that's polyester and not high quality. You don't have to throw everything out. Cleaning products, throw them out. Medicines, throw them out. But clothes, just when you buy new, change, swap it out. I get my stuff on Amazon. Actually, it's super cute. I just get linen yoga pants, cotton shorts, like for the everyday stuff. You know, it might be a little harder for the going out dresses, etc., but the everyday stuff, you can totally swap that. And with your bed sheets, that's a great swap because you spend a lot of time in those. And on the next slide, natural products or hormone disruptors. So we have a big choice here that we can make with our cleaning products, with our beauty products, stuff that we use every single day. It's either going to hurt us or it's going to help us. So for instance, walk through your day, you have toothpaste, you have face wash, you have hand soap, you have laundry detergent, you have your dish soap, your counter spray, you have your perfume, you have your makeup, maybe your shampoo, your conditioner, your suntan lotion. There's probably 30 to 50 more things that you encounter throughout the day. Imagine if they are all toxic, and most of them are. If it's mainstream, out there in the stores and Walgreens and CVS, in Sephora, there's some toxic shit in it. Even if it is expensive and you think it's good, really start to do your research. We read food labels, read the labels on that stuff. If it's not listed, which a lot of times it's not, they make you look online. You won't know what the words are half the time. Look them up. A lot of times they're hormone disruptors, endocrine disruptors, which is super detrimental for us, especially when the toxic load adds up. And we've been putting these things on every single day for years.
Yeah.
So it affects our hormones. It affects our microbiome in our gut. It affects our mental health. It can manifest in breakouts and rashes or mood swings or allergies. So really start to look at what you're using in your home and on your body. And guaranteed, dōTERRA has natural products that you can swap that out for. You can make them yourself. Here's just a little bit what's lurking at home, things you might not even know. Parabens found in cleaners, personal care products. They're linked to allergies, endocrine disruptors, and immunotoxicity. BPA is found in plastics, such as Tupperware, which is linked to cancer, reproductive issues, heart disease, and weight gain. Surfactants, those are found in detergents, soaps, shaving creams, etc. They inflame the skin, eyes, lungs, and damage your organs. Fragrance, found in everything. Air fresheners, candles, personal products, linked to hormone disruptors, linked to allergies, linked to respiratory issues, and even more. PFAs, found in makeup and other personal care products. They're linked to changes in the liver, in the pancreatic, thyroid, immune, and hormone function. Lastly, bleach and chlorine, super terrible, found in cleaners and can be a respiratory and skin irritant while also disrupting hormones. So reasonable ways you can ditch and switch. Oral health, we have phenomenal toothpaste, phenomenal mouthwash. You can even use those essential oils like clove if you have anything from an abscess to a cavity. It's really, really strong. It'll seriously help. Skincare, there's a couple different lines of skincare, everything from anti-aging to acne-prone skin. We have hair care. Here are the bottles shown. I love to use the bars. We have bar shampoo and bar conditioner, absolutely phenomenal, and a hair oil, root to tip. Cleaning, laundry, detergent, and dishes. We have cleaning pods, laundry detergent, dish soap, cleaner concentrate, which is what I love. I put it in the hand soap bottle. I put it in the spray bottle for my windows and counters. I clean the floors with it. You can use it for everything. And then also in here, we have the seasonal cleanse, which is great for us to detox those toxins that we're putting on every day. Because even if you do live a super healthy lifestyle, you're probably still getting a lot of this in because they're everywhere. It's impossible to miss. So you'll have a little bit in you, or maybe you want to make that change finally to take control of your health, like I did in 2020 when I did this cleanse and healed my gut. But it's a seasonal cleanse. We do it in dōTERRA as a group every time the season changes. Meg's actually in it now. It's a 30-day system, all supplement based. First 10 days detoxes the liver, kidney, lungs, colon. The second 10 days detoxes the gut. It wipes out all the bad bacteria in there. And then the third 10 days is focused on rebuilding the gut health and overall microbiome functions and immunity.
Yeah, I'm currently on phase 2 of the cleanse. I'm on the gut cleanse portion right now. This is a safe cleanse to do up to 4 times a year if you wanted to. I personally do it like twice a year, and I go for the 50-day version of the cleanse. And so what I do is phase 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to repeat again phase 2 and phase 3, because during this phase, the gut cleanse, it's also we kill parasites. And we live with parasites in our body. Everybody has them, whether they're an issue or not. That's why you want to be able to seasonal cleanse. But when they die off, they lay their eggs so that they can survive in their host. So those babies start to grow. So when we repeat phase 2 again, we're going to kill off the babies and then restore the gut microbiome. So if you're interested in learning more about the cleanse, let us know. We run the groups 4 times a year. So wow, when you were going through the slide, it's just like, oh my gosh, these poisons are out to get us everywhere. And we could either like think that might be true, but it's crazy to think like, you might think, oh, I had to change everything. This is very overwhelming. And I just want to say baby steps. I do have a ebook called The Guide to Low-Tox Living that teaches you how to detox your kitchen, your bathroom, and your body. It's basically the journey that I did becoming a health coach and having to transition to the low tox way of life. And I break it down in a really simple way. So if you want that guide, reach out to me. All right. So brings us to our last few pillars, our natural beauty. We want to swap conventional beauty products and makeup for natural plant-based. When I got into this lifestyle, everything is a little clue. It's like, oh, well, what is the makeup I'm using made out of? I swapped to a clean brand called Crunchy. I have a friend who's a makeup specialist and works with those products if you need a recommendation. Our glowing skin comes from within. So that's why we focused on the first 2 pillars, the diet, the supplementation, the metabolic health, the meta power. You really want to stay hydrated with quality water. Be the grape, we say. What's the difference between a raisin and a grape? Is water. Quality water free of contaminants. I'm going to challenge you to look up the level of contaminants in your water, in your city's drinking water, from ewg.org/tap water. This is when I made the change to Kangen water 5 years ago, when I learned about the arsenic in our water, the cancer-causing ingredients in our water, in Miami water. And then I want to tell you, look into a shower filter as well, because what we're showering in, we absorb so much of that water. So I have the Anespa shower filter. It mimics the hot springs by the same company as the Kangen water machine that I drink, the alkaline water. And I have a multi-pure pre-filter under the sink. So the tap water gets filtered first. It's like a 99% filters everything. And then that filtered water goes through the Kangen machine. The Kangen machine is definitely a lifelong investment. And if you're not ready for that type of investment to upgrade your water, I always recommend people get their multi-pure filter first, because that's, I think, a $600 filter. And then that will be clean water right from your tap. Rosie did an investment in K and a Nest Spa 3 years ago. Best decision. Yes. I bet you're such a water snob and you don't even really want to shower anywhere else. I go to the Standard all of the time in the spa, and like I never shower there because I would just want to go home and shower in my own water. But I'm glad, yeah, like water quality is like overlooked at by so many. And if you can please stop drinking out of plastic water bottles, your hormones will thank you and the planet will thank you too, because there's tons of microplastics leached into that water. All right, on to back to the beauty. Essential oils in your water, the MetaPower Recharge electrolytes. This has been so good for hydrating us cellularly. These electrolytes are new. We have lemon, lime, and strawberry. I highly recommend. I've been taking 2 packets a day to give me the amount of magnesium that I need in there. The MetaPower collagen, you can take up to 2 packs a day of the collagen as well. We love to do dry brushing for lymphatic drainage, and gua sha and facial cupping with the essential oils. So it's a way to really smooth out the wrinkles and contour the face. Meg already mentioned the skincare lines that we have. Essential skincare is like our anti-aging HD Clear for acne prone. Virage is very lightweight, plant-based. And the top oils for beauty, Immortelle is the anti-aging roller. This has frankincense, rose, helichrysum, sandalwood, myrrh, lavender, pure oils. I get that bottle, I pour half of it out and I pour castor oil in, and I basically get 2 rollers for the price of 1. Yarrow Palm essential oil helps to, not only is it amazing for the skin, but it helps to support hormone balance and metabolism. And then frankincense is the king for fighting wrinkles, reducing sunspots. Rose Duet is the mist, and the rose moringa oil that should be out for Mother's Day soon. Copaiba is collagen producing. Geranium and tea tree are very purifying and brightening. So, we are talking about all of these pillars within this workshop, and it's more of a lifestyle overview here, because in all of these pillars, if you wanted to dive in deeper to the topic, we have 1-hour webinars focusing just on one pillar. So we are aware that we're giving you a lot, but women's health is all interconnected. And so I'm going to run through our last pillar of informed self-care. And this is the idea of being able to be your own healer and being equipped with the oils, with the products, with the supplements, with the lifestyle habits that you need to handle about 80% of what comes up, rather than going to urgent clinic, rather than putting everything into the doctor's hands. We love the doctor for all the advances in healthcare, but for the preventative approach, we're here trying to teach people that they can be in control of their health through their lifestyle. So Doctor of Signatures is on the screen. This plant here is the clary sage plant. And so in ancient times, long before reference books could be consulted, a method of herbal identification came about based on the belief that various physical features of plants were directly linked to the plant's therapeutic effect in the human body. So the clary sage is one of the top essential oils that supports women's hormones and reproductive health. And you can see this kind of looks like the fallopian tubes, like the uterus, and then you've probably seen like the walnut looks like the brain, it's good for brain. The carrots look like the eyes, it's good for eyes. So it's just so amazing how nature provides for us. Clary Calm is what I have with me right here. It's on the screen. I highly recommend every single woman get this blend and use it each day throughout the changes and the fluctuations in our cycle with our infradian rhythm. When I got off of my IUD, I started to get hormonal acne breakouts along my chin. And if you don't know the thing called face mapping, you can see where you have breakouts on your face and to what parts of the body need attention to heal that. So I was recommended by my friend to start using Clary Calm every day on the inner ankles and in the belly button. You can put it on the wrist, you can put it behind the ears. It's a beautiful perfume as well. And daily use helps with heavy periods, PMS, cramps, hot flashes, mood swings, skin irritations, a healthy brain function, and breast lactation. So it's a blend of what you see on the screen: clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, cedarwood, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. And some of these ingredients in here you cannot purchase individually. So the way that doTERRA formulates it, it's amazing for us for all stages of our cycle. Prior to learning about that, I would just hear women using it like when they're bloated, when they're cramping, but it's really to help minimize the PMS and the symptoms, support your hormones monthly. Like I don't really feel symptoms with my cycle. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good energy throughout. And that can happen when you are really supporting yourself with all these foundations we're talking about. Phytoestrogen and bone nutrient. I'm going to highlight phytoestrogen. So what it does is it detoxes your body of xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are fake estrogens that are coming from these synthetic products, these hormone disruptors, these endocrine disruptors. When the xenoestrogen binds on your estrogen receptors, your normal natural estrogen doesn't have anywhere to go. And so when you hear people saying, "Oh, my hormones are out of balance," that's a prime example. If you have too much synthetics in your life and too much toxins, your estrogen can't bind to your natural receptors and things get out of whack. And so I take phytoestrogen every day. I take 2 capsules. The bone nutrient helps with our bone density. Women, we have to worry about osteoporosis. So you want to lift heavy weights to build that bone density and then support through diet and supplementation. So this one here, the Clary Calm and the bone nutrient and phytoestrogen is known as the women's trio. I would couple that on top of the Lifelong Vitality 3-pack. And then we have rose essential oil featured. It's the top highest vibration essential oil, 528 hertz. And it's great for emotional balance, helps boost libido. It's an aphrodisiac oil. A lot of the floral oils are aphrodisiac oils. Think about energetics in nature. Florals are very opening to the heart, very opening to the body. Apply to the lower abdomen for menstrual discomfort and regular ovulation. And then if you want, I'm going to go ahead and share this PDF presentation with everyone who registered for this webinar so that you can refer, because you're probably going to want to make the Superwoman blend. We made this at our class on Tuesday for all the women. It smells amazing. You can use this as a perfume. You could even apply this to your skin. You can put it on your inner ankles, behind your ears. And this is a daily use that helps support your hormones. All right, Megan, you want to take it away with our last slide on the bonus recipes?
Yes. So for these headaches, natural remedy, peppermint and lavender. Acne, you can use the Clary Calm roll-on. For cramps, peppermint, clary sage with lavender and marjoram, fennel, or the Clary Calm roller bottle. For bloating, we have a great digestive blend. You can also use fennel and rosemary. For brain fog and focus, rosemary and adaptive are great. You have insomnia, lavender, or the serenity blend. Low libido, lang lang, and passion. Anxiety, stress, or depression, orange, lavender, neroli, clary sage, and the adaptive blend. For low energy or fatigue, peppermint and orange, citruses are very energizing. For mood swings, geranium. And for general hormone balance, geranium, clary sage, and neroli.
So it's a pretty cool slide to really see that you can turn to essential oils, you can turn to plants for things that we deal with in day to day. And a lot of these things that we deal with from day to day, if you start to implement these lifestyle hacks, you might start to see these symptoms just disappearing. And so it takes time. It just takes a commitment to want to better your health. And the way to do it is, like I mentioned, baby steps and really just focusing on what are the 3 main priorities right now, and then reevaluating that. And what Megan and I do as wellness advocates is we help to create protocols and help to create a plan based on what you want to improve in your life. and what's going on in your life. And then we reassess, and we have a really amazing supportive community that offers a lot of education, a lot of programs to stay on top of your wellness. So I hope that this helped identify some areas where you want to focus in on. This is good to note for yourself, but also to reach out to us or the wellness advocate who invited you here. So we work in community, we work as a team. So you might have been invited by someone else to this webinar. Go and talk with them about your experience. I want to thank you for being here because we know we're taking quite a bit of your time. We did plan this as an in-person workshop on Tuesday for 2 hours. And then we got so many people saying, oh, I'm not local. And so we put it online. So I appreciate you for taking your time this evening to learn about how to take care of yourself, how to biohack naturally. So if you're ready to empower yourself to better health and happiness, that is a question. Are you ready? I'm ready. So to biohack your lifestyle, to look and feel your best, we will send this over. I want to explain if you are ready to get started with doTERRA and essential oils, maybe getting on the MetaPower, the supplementation. We have some perks for being part of the community. You get access to the wholesale discount in doTERRA, which is 25% off of all products for a year. You get that free access by shopping with one of us as wellness advocates. And you have the ability to earn doTERRA dollars for your purchases and to get free shipping dependent on your orders. We have different monthly promotions, the free oil of the month club. We have something special happening today only because it's doTERRA's 16th anniversary. It's a birthday sale. And so 16 years ago, doTERRA launched the company with only 5 essential oils: frankincense, tea tree, lavender, lemon, and peppermint. Those are on sale today for an additional 16% off. So if you are wanting to purchase any of these hero oils, you're getting them for 41% off the retail price, which is amazing, especially frankincense being more on the expensive side. You can really get it the best deal right now. And then being part of our community, we have our customer Instagram page, our WhatsApp chat, our Facebook group. And so there's so much resources to dive into and for other people who are living this lifestyle to support you along the way. So we want to open up for any questions. If you have, you can unmute or you can drop it in the chat. I do want to thank you for coming. I'm going to end the recording here and we'll stick around for questions. So hope you all have a great rest of your health journey, and we're here to support you.